Hi, welcome to Mathew's Garage. So the shifter linkages on a 65 Mustang, mine's fastback, are notoriously loose. The linkages are a lot of play in them. So I'm going to show you today how to tighten up your transmission shifter linkage and how to make this thing shift smoother. All right, let's get into my project and get this thing fixed. So the reason I started this project, I'm putting in this brand new console. I have a video on this and how I restored it. It's all original metal and trim parts, repainted. It looks great. It's about to go in the car and it's going to look really good. But let me go over the transmission linkage for you. So what threw me off on this shifter is it had this shifter right here with a manual trim on the console. So this thing would sit on top of it like so, and it worked. But that's not how it was originally designed. This is a manual shifter trim. It was supposed to have this right here that would originally go on top of this. And this is, it says Cruise-O-Matic. This is the automatic shifter trim. So I made this adjustment to my console, and I bought this new aftermarket shifter right here, and I love this thing, man. When you turn on the light, look at this. It said park. It goes into reverse. See how the light neutral goes with it? So great. Another thing I did is I needed to install this new shifter, but the linkage, this thing was super loose right here. Look, it is tight now. There's a little bit of play back and forth, which is okay. You want a little bit of play because this thing has to move smoothly. Too tight, it'll be kind of stiff. So a little play is good. But let me show you how I fix this. Oh, this right here, this part underneath that I mounted to was a little rusty, so I touched it up with some primer. It's not seen, but I just wanted to make sure the rust didn't spread on it. All right, this is what your shifter console looks like. So if you notice right here, this little black hard plastic piece, that's what I added. It's a bushing kit. One comes on the inside here, and one comes on the outside. I'll show you in a few minutes on this thing. And, man, it shifts so smoothly. Not a lot of play on this thing. Like, there's a little play. You want a little play because it's got to be able to shift smooth, but not enough to even remotely kick it out of gear. I also redid the housing and everything. The problem with this shifter in the manual setting here is I wasn't able to shift into low gear. This thing would catch the shifter before I was able to shift in, which is kind of dangerous. You know, if your brakes ever go out or something bad happens, you want to be able to downshift the car into a lower gear. So something you want. Oh, and, ignore that. That's going to go back on right there. And that's the shifter point. All right, let me show you the linkage itself and the bushing kit I added to not only, but just tighten up the shifter. So, I got my light already on here under the car. If you could see right there, there's the shifter linkage. So that's where the other side of that little top hat bushing I showed you, they're like $5-6, and they make a big difference. It goes on the inside here. This thing makes a huge difference. Man, look how tight this shifter is. Sorry, my light just fell for some reason. Look how tight this thing is. It is not moving at all. There's no play in the shifter whatsoever. It works great. So let me kind of show you the bushings I put on here. I got a bushing kit. There's a little plastic sleeve that went over this thing. And then it had some rubber pieces. So I added washer, I added rubber over this little plastic sleeve. And man, this thing just tightened it right up. No need to tighten up the other side because once this side is tight, the whole thing moves almost flawlessly without any issue. Now, I did have to adjust this linkage a little bit. I struggle with it. If you could see over here, this is the actual transmission link right here. And this arm up above, see where the wires are, that little shifting linkage right there. Sorry, I'm having to hold my light and camera at the same time. Not working very well because it fell down on me. Let me see if I can put this here. There we go. Now I can point out. So this linkage right up here, that's the other side of it. Put that thing, I found out the best way I did it was put it in neutral, and then get your shifter on the inside in neutral. Tighten up your linkage here. The one I was just showing you right here next to the shifter. Tighten that bad boy up. There's a nut on the back that you loosen to adjust between the shifter and the linkage itself. It's right back here. It's a 7/16, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I remember it being. And you want to loosen that, set your shifter to neutral, make sure your transmission, it'll be on the 12 o'clock position when it's in neutral. Right now, I think it's in park, so it's a little bit further forward. But it'll be on the 12 o'clock position, straight up and down. And then from there, you just tighten this down when your shifter and your transmission are both in neutral. You may have to loosen up and adjust as needed. But I found this to be the easiest way to do this. This is my first time doing this. It was very clunky. There may be better ways out there. I'm by no means like an expert at this job here. But this worked great. The linkage works great. It's so much better, so much more enjoyable. I can't wait to drive this thing without just a floppy linkage. So hope you like this. Share, comment, subscribe, and hope this helps anybody. Comment below if there's any other video or something like that you think might come in handy. I will say, if you're dealing with this linkage, make sure that rear axle is up on a jack stand. I don't know if you can see back there on the jack stand, for safety reasons. So yeah, just make sure you're safe when you're doing this. But yeah, I recommend, if you're adjusting that linkage, shift your transmission in neutral, shifter in neutral, and then adjust accordingly. But hope this helps. Hope you like it. All right.